What's going on, Duff Daddies and Duff Mommas? Brendan Monroe here, and welcome to an all-new episode of the Duffin Up podcast. And before we start today, just want to introduce two very, very, very good friends of mine who are also going to be the new co-hosts on this podcast. First up, I've known this kid since I was 5 years old, 6 years old, 5 years old, 5 years old. We grew up playing soccer together, and then we decided that soccer was not a good enough sport, so we went into the golf game instead. He was an excellent, excellent basketball player at Bishop Feion High School. May I please introduce Michael Adams?
Wow. What an intro. Thank you.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Michael is sponsored by the Boston Celtics, as you can see from his lovely little sweatshirt right now. There we go. And our second co-host.
Brendan, first, before, man, I got to say, thank you. You're using the word co-host. I'm honored to be here. And really looking forward to it, man. It's a long time coming. I mean, we did want to do this probably early pandemic, maybe when you started and you took off running. And man, you're the brains behind this. But let's get ready to rumble.
Well, thank you very much for the kind words, Michael. I do appreciate it. And I can very much agree with that statement where I probably, when I first started, I think I remember talking to you about it and saying that we were going to do something like this. So it's great that it's finally come to fruition. I'm really happy about it.
For sure. And just to elaborate, Brendan and I mean, if we didn't play on a soccer team when we were younger together, something was off, because that was probably the first sport we really started I don't know. I feel like it was just easy to play soccer as such a young kid. And it was probably the first sport we really played every, I don't even know, fall or spring. And it was fun. Your mom was coaching, and ever since, look where we are. But let's get to our next guest here.
Absolutely.
Not guest, co-host. I am sorry.
Exactly. Although I will say, before we get there, it was very funny for probably all the parents watching my 6-year-old chubby ass running around the field. Just going to put that out there. We know it's true. It's okay. Our second co-host, you may know him from his very famous TikTok account. I have known this man since he was also probably 5 or 6 years old. He is Michael Adams's cousin. He is a very good friend of mine. Let me introduce you to the Chooch himself, Timmy O'Reilly. Timmy, how are you doing today?
Not too shabby there, Brent. I am absolutely honored to be on this podcast. I put it this way, as 3 chooches, for the lack of a better term, 3 just absolute goofballs who love the game of golf, who just want to sit around and talk about golf, and hopefully give whoever is listening to this a couple laughs, a couple insights, and just want everyone to appreciate the game of golf like we do, and see it from our eyes. So, Brendan, thank you. Brendan, thank you very much for having me on here. Love that we can take this podcast and bring it somewhere. Let's hope that that's what comes into fruition. Let's do this.
That is true, gentlemen. I was able to get 50 whole listens before we started this podcast. So don't worry. I think we can break that 50 listener streak. Hopefully we get a little bit higher on this.
Even if we don't.
We may not. We may not. We'll probably get us 3.
Do we go into more depth on like our golf games, or just kind of keep it rolling?
I think we can. I think we definitely can. I mean
we're big time golfers. We love playing.
We're not good. I'm not a good golfer. But
we're New Englanders.
Let's be clear. We love the game of golf. We are your average weekend golfers who love the game of golf more than the average, but definitely not great. The goal is to be great, for sure.
Yes,
but we are just like you. We are absolutely just like you, who is listening. That's for sure.
We are. Mike sometimes plays in these nice little amateur tournaments, and when he does, I carry his bag around for him. So that's how good that I am at golf. But overall, I would say we're the typical 85, maybe, like on a good day I may shoot 85. But typical duffers out there, mid to high handicaps. We're just having a good time.
Exactly.
We hit provisionals just like you.
I prefer to call them breakfast balls.
Breakfast balls. I love it.
I very much prefer to call them breakfast balls. And when they happen on more than one occasion, if it's an afternoon ball, I will still call it a breakfast ball. But yeah, I am so happy to have these two right beside me on this. And boy, have we missed a lot since my last recording on October 9th for the impeccable Sanderson Farms Championship down in Jackson, Mississippi. But we have missed a good amount. I think that one of the biggest things here, and one of the biggest reasons why probably all of us got into golf, is that we were growing up in the late 90s and early 2000s, and that was dominated by one man, and that man's name was Tiger Woods. I know for a fact that maybe not now. I am not as big of a Tiger fanboy as I used to be. I was, but definitely growing up, I wore that I wore those Reds things. I wanted to wear Nike, even as a chubby man, and it didn't fit me. I wanted to wear Nike. And, you know, one time
what's changed, Brendan? You said
what changed is that I realized that I'm a lefty and Phil Mickelson is also a lefty. And I just needed to back my lefty guys. That's why I root for Brian Harmon every time he plays. I'm just like, just need one of you guys.
Brian Harmon, what a name.
I just need one of you guys. Just need one of them to win.
Mike, didn't he win that one time at the Travelers Tournament with you?
He did.
He won the Travelers Tournament that one year. Oh.
Streelman won. Was it Harmon that won the next year or no?
Streels came in second last year at the Travelers when there was no one there.
When I worked it back in 2014. Is that what you're talking about, Tim?
Yeah.
That was Brian, right?
Streelman won, and then who won that year? Might have been Streelman. Look it up.
Another name, Kevin Streelman, one of my favorites, especially recently. For those who don't know, and we're getting off topic, but that does not matter. We're all from the Massachusetts, Rhode Island area, southeastern Mass, Rhode Island area. I currently live in Hilton Head Island, South Carolina. My two compadres both live up still in the southeastern Mass, Rhode Island area. And last year, Kevin Streelman at the RBC Heritage missed the cut, stayed 2 days, played the Plantation Club, which is the club that we play at once in a while. And just on a Sunday, just went into the bar, had his bag outside the front of the bar, just went in with his caddy and just started drinking and watching it. I was just like, I turned to my dad. I was like, that's a professional golfer. And he's like, yeah, I know. And I went out and saw the bag. I was like, that's Kevin Streelman. He's like, oh, I didn't know that was Kevin Streelman. I just thought he was a PGA player. So yeah, it was crazy.
I don't think I'd recognize him.
I was going to say the majority of the people there probably had no idea who he was.
The only reason why I recognized him is because I went back outside and I saw the bag and I'm like, I got to read whose name I saw.
Little cheat code there. I love it.
Oh yeah. But anyways, getting right back on track. Tiger Woods, he has had probably the craziest up and down years over the past 2 years since 2008, I think. Coming back 2 years ago and winning the Masters, amazing treat to watch. I was at a bar in Boston watching it, and every single TV in April had the Masters on just at 2 p.m. on a Sunday, and people were hammered watching Tiger Woods walk down Augusta National. And I was like, he's back, baby. Like, this is amazing. He's definitely had his problems with his back, and it seemed like he was back on the come up. He did that interview right after the Genesis, or during the Genesis, which is his tournament, saying like, yeah, I'm hopeful to be back for the Masters this year. Like, that's my goal. And then 2 days later, he flips his car.
Sad.
Very, very sad. I do think I know I'm not the biggest Tiger fan, but there is no doubt in my mind that if he's in contention on Sunday, PGA Tour ratings are through the damn roof. Everyone's paying attention. People are wearing red. Like, people are just walking around in a red polo and black pants. And like, you just see it. It's like, oh, Tiger must be in contention today. So Mike, Tim, I don't know if you guys had any thoughts on this whatsoever, besides it just being just a really sad day for golf when it happened.
Yeah. Very sad.
Yeah, Mike, you go first.
No, I'm sure we'll get into it over time. I'm a huge Tiger fan. There's no other feeling in the world when he's coming down the home stretch on a Masters or a major weekend, winning in contention. Like, it's just that's what golf needs to feel like, and he just made that impact and made us have a certain feeling when viewing golf that you feel, and when he's not there, it's just like you don't feel that. And obviously you're just happy that he's alive. Like you think back, a friend of mine said, like, this reminded him of the Kobe incident, and you kind of look at the wreckage and the rumble and the mess, like it does kind of resemble it, like a year later, almost a little more, but you're just happy that he's alive. Like stinks if, like, selfishly, if he can't play golf, if I can't watch him play golf again, that's selfishly stinks for me. But bigger picture is he's alive, and he's a dad. I'm a big Tiger fan. So Tim, take it away.
So I mean, I was going to take a completely different direction with that one, but just to add on to that one, I 100% agree with that. You know, it almost takes someone who I thought of as almost godlike. You know, he's a mythical creature. He's Tiger Woods, and it takes him and almost humanizes him to realize that can happen to anyone. And it really just puts things into perspective, that this godlike creature, this mythical creature that I have envisioned in my head, like if I were to see him on the street, I wouldn't know what to do, but he's a real person. He's got kids. I mean, everything like that. But then once you put that aside, I'm glad he's okay. And now that we know he is okay, and his family is going to be okay, and hopefully, you know, they're dealing with this in the healthiest way possible and everything like that. Now it asks the question, does he ever come back? Does he ever swing a golf club again? And does he want to put himself through that? I don't know. You know, at what point does he hang up the clubs? I hope it's never. You know, I hope he's playing until Arnie did. And you know,
I think that's what he wants to do.
Right. I agree.
Yeah.
And I think if anyone can do it, and anyone who might want to, like, just put his body through it and show people, like, he would want to do that, you know. But at the same time, you can totally see him saying, you know what, like, I want to see my kid, like, have a career, and my kids, like, through, I don't know.
And the one thing I will say about it is that I think Tiger definitely has that Jordan aspect in the back of his head. Like, let's be real. Every time someone came up against him, Sergio Garcia starting out saying he can beat Tiger, washes the floor with him. Phil Mickelson, one of, if not my favorite golfer, same thing. Just like, you know, never really said anything, but people are just like, Tiger versus Phil, you know, everything like that. Nope, no chance. I can remember when Rory Sabatini said something really dumb about Tiger, and Tiger beat him by 11 strokes the next week. It was just unbelievable. At one point, it was Tiger versus the field in major tournaments, and people were betting heavily on Tiger Woods. Like, it was unbelievable what he did for golf. And going back to that, I don't think he never had to pick up a club ever again after signing that huge endorsement deal with Nike and Gatorade and everything like that. But he wanted to, because he wanted to continue being the best.
He wants to beat Jack. He wants to beat Jack. I mean, come on.
Oh yeah. And to be honest, until 2008, he probably was going to, and then, you know, his whole personal life went to shit, but we won't get into that too much. But
I think we were all in Vermont for that.
Yeah.
We were all together for that?
Oh yeah, we were.
When you think about that, isn't that insane?
Oh my God.
We were in Vermont, Tim?
Yeah, we were in Vermont cutting down trees.
It was Thanksgiving weekend, and we turn on the TV and we see, you know, what's her
name? Nordegren chasing Tiger down with a driver. Yep. Bashing his Cadillac Escalade. Which Buick must have been pissed that he was driving a Cadillac Escalade for the amount of money that guy got from them. But I just think it's when this, like, I don't think he's ever going to do the Phil where he goes and plays on the Champions Tour or what Ernie Els is doing now up there. I just think it's going to be, you know, I think he is going to come back. I think he's going to try it. I think it's at least a year away. I think the 2022 Masters, maybe. And that's a big maybe. And I think he's going to try it.
Are you projecting Tiger's return already?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
You got it.
Did you write this down?
Yeah. But then after that, I think he's sorry, Michael, go right ahead.
No, like you just kind of, I've been listening to things like comparing it to Alex Smith, like his return, which again, that's remarkable.
Yeah.
I don't know the severity of, but I like even, and they were saying like, just obviously he's got to stay clean and like wounds, infections, that like, that's all not in the clear, so just crazy.
Yeah, man. I think maybe 2022, but I think if he never comes back, we're going to see him out there because he's just going to caddy for his son. Like Charlie's going to be on the tour.
That would be awesome.
He is crushing kids events right now. Like he's winning every single one, like by a lot.
Is
like
he really?
He's like under par and everyone else is pretty far back over. Like, so I do think, I mean, we're going to see Tiger on the PGA Tour no matter what again, whether it's him playing or him with Charlie or something like that. I do think we're going to see him. But, there was definitely a lot, like it brought back memories for me too, because I missed him out there. And, there's always been this thing and kind of going into our next area where was like, hey, who's going to be the next Tiger Woods? Like Jordan Spieth was supposed to be that next Tiger Woods in like 2013, 2014. And again, he kind of just went down the hill, but I think he's back. Like this is Tiger Woods level coming back right now. Like he is, Tiger Woods, it was always just like when he was back, like it's back. And if he wasn't playing well, it's like, hey, he's healthy. He's out on the golf course. Like this is like Jordan Spieth being back right now. 3 out of the last 4 tournaments he's played in, he's finished in the top 5.
Yeah, I got him in my DK lineup.
Darn it, Michael. Damn it, Mike. You're supposed to wait for that.
Just a little teaser.
Oh, yeah. No, I love watching Jordan play. I love his interaction with Michael Greller, his caddy. It's unbelievable to watch them. And it's unbelievable because when you usually watch a caddy, and Mike knows this because I caddy for him sometimes, Mike yells at me all the time and tells me he knows. Come on.
Yell at myself.
Which then he yells at me. But it's unbelievable being able to watch the Michael Greller just go like, no, don't hit that club. And Jordan try and talk back to him and Mike being like, no, like do not hit that club. Hit this club. Like there's not many caddies on tour that have that much trust in between. Like I think Steve Williams with Tiger Woods back in the day had a little bit of that. But besides that, I mean, like, it's not too much going on, and Michael Greller knows his stuff, and Jordan has been playing out of his mind recently, and I'm just so happy to see him coming back on that side.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's almost like that. I do watch their interaction, just like you said, and sometimes I think that Jordan has that club picked out in his mind, and he's looking for some sort of confirmation. But then again, I do like when he backs Jordan off that club and he says, no, I'll go with that club. So it's a nice relationship. And I love, he was one of the first people in an interview to start saying we, when they said, we played well today, or we got to do better. And, rather than just putting it all on himself, like whether it's good things or bad things, he said, we did bad or we did good. And I love that. I've always admired him for that. I don't know if you guys picked up on that from the very beginning.
Oh, yeah. Tidbit. Oh, yeah. Him just going, oh, Michael, I shouldn't have hit that. Just like always hilarious. And, hopefully this year he can get out of the Jordan Spieth funk that has him going into the water on at Amen Quarter on the Masters. I really hope we don't have to live through that again because boy, oh boy, just starts getting sad at some point. Like you're just trying to understand what's going on. And just Jordan just keeps hitting it in the water. On the par 3, just keeps hitting it in the water, and you're just like, dude, you're ahead by 7. Come on.
Spieth gives you that that feel.
It's a heart attack
on a Sunday.
It's like going on that roller coaster in Ohio, like whatever it's called. I forget the name of it, but it's just like you're going up, and all of a sudden, whoosh, and you're just like, oh boy, that just happened. But I do think that he's going to be. I don't know if he's like back, but I do think he has been playing great. I want to see what he does at the Players this week because he has not played well at the Players over the past 5 years. He has only made 1 cut. So, I'm excited to see what he's going to do. And then going back into it, speaking of another Another maybe one day who could have been Tiger, but ended up not being Tiger.
Still
Rory McIlroy. Rory McIlroy struggling again on Sundays. He has been playing back-to-back years at the Arnold Palmer Invitational. He has had horrendous Sundays. He was in contention. To be fair, everyone this year, and we'll get into it probably a little bit more when we do our AP Invitational review. Everyone had a bad day on Sunday besides Bryson DeChambeau, but it was just one of those things where it's just a big tournament Sunday. Like, it's like, does Jordan Spieth kind of lose everything and get out of it, or does Rory have a terrible Sunday and lose everything and get out of it? And it's kind of been like that, where it's like one or the other. You think they're going to go.
It's been a while since Rory has really given you that, like, wow, like he hasn't really come on.
Was it last year? Was it the beginning of last year where he was almost, he gave everyone a glimmer of hope was it last year he won the Players? Was it
last year the Players was canceled.
2 years ago. Yeah, he won the Players 2 years ago.
That's right.
2 years ago he won the Players, and he had a very hot start. It was like almost Jason Day level hot. Like, it was like within 5 tournaments, it was like, I think, a win and like 3 other top 5s, something crazy like that. Like, he was just going. People were like, oh, Rory's here. Like, this is the Rory we've been waiting for. And then once again, just tough to watch sometimes, man. But I do think, like, at least for Rory, he just needs like that one spark, because when you watch him play and he's getting there, like, you just watch it and you're just like, when he's on, it's like watching Dustin Johnson on. Like, it's just like, all right, no one's beating him today. Like, he's going to go out and shoot 11 under for no reason whatsoever.
I mean, does anyone have a better swing? Does anyone have a better swing?
Probably not. I mean, like, I do love Dustin Johnson's because it's just like pure, and like Brooks Koepka, because like you just watch them and you're just like, that's like effortless, and it goes 350 yards. Like, how? And
we don't relate to, we relate to Rory more because he's like 5'10", 5'11", like.
Oh yeah. And we relate to the next guy we're going to talk about real quick too, because Colin Morikawa is like 5'7", just 100 and nothing pounds, and he just gets it out there. You want to talk about a new star coming up in the PGA Tour? This guy, he is impressive. 2 wins last year on the PGA, including the PGA Championship. 10.3% winning percentage in events that he's starting. That's
crazy.
That's scary. That's scary. That is super scary.
It's a small sample size, but that's the best around.
Yeah. And think about it. He's a part of that unbelievable 2019 class right now. So it's Matthew Wolff, Tim, Victor Hovland, Scotty Scheffler. Scotty Scheffler was more 2020, but he played in a couple events that year. Like that, those guys. Oh boy. And to think that Matthew Wolff and Colin Mork and Victor Hovland were on the same college golf team at Oklahoma State too. Like, that's crazy. But I just think with the way he's been playing, man, like, and it's crazy too, because I remember he won the PGA Championship and I'm like, all right, next course, still in California, like, he's got this, and he just like missed the cut terribly. I was like, damn it, Colin, what is going on with you?
When he won that PGA Championship, that, I don't know if you guys, I think it's the 16th hole. It's that short par 4, that 300 yard, and he
drove it,
drained the putt. Was there a more clutch golf hole that we've seen in the past 5 years? That cinched it right there. And then
nobody around to see it. Nobody.
None. No wiggles in the crowd. No cheering. It was unbelievable. And
hey man, that could have been good for him though, if you think about it. Because if I was 23 years old in my first major, and I was playing in my home state, and there were people in the crowd, like, I may have pooped my pants. Like, legitimately, I may have, like,
he's different,
first day.
Though. He's different.
He is so calm.
He's so calm.
He's a cool cat. I absolutely agree with that.
Like, I just can't believe, like, how quickly these guys from 2019 are getting already. Like, Victor Hovland has won. Matthew Wolff won. I think just one. Yeah, Matthew Wolff won the 3M in 2019. Colin Morikawa, who was like distantly third. Like Victor Hovland was supposed to be the guy out of that class. Like if you think about it, he won at the Masters Amateur. I think he was low amateur at the U.S. Open too. Like he was supposed to be the guy, and just Colin Morikawa has come out and has won 4 times on tour, and one of them's a major. You know, it's just been an unbelievable rise in such a quick period. I think that, you know, we're hopefully going to continue to watch him, you know, really progress and really play well, and I'm excited for it. Just great.
Yeah. No, I couldn't agree with you more, Brennan. And especially, I think you might be onto something that maybe it was a good thing there was no crowd, just to get that first major out of the way, and maybe the next one will just keep flowing. But who knows?
I agree. I just think it's one of those things. You're 24, 23 years old. You're playing in your home state. You're playing literally 45 minutes away from where you went to college at Cal, like a public course that you probably played multiple times growing up, because it's $40 for San Francisco like there's just no chance that, like, if he would have been, I mean, just knowing from me at least, like I would have pooped my pants. I would have been just done, just absolutely done. So
more people would have made it more pressure. I mean, you can say the same thing, Tim, right, about Bryson too at Winged Foot, like nobody around.
That's true. He's overdue. He was overdue for a major, and that's a good point. And Winged Foot, tough location. I mean, we could go on for hours about that. That's a whole different story. But
I really want to see fans back. I mean, we're going to get to it, but looks like the players is going to be 25 or 20%.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. And one of the biggest proponents of getting fans back, in another amazing segment another amazing segue by yours truly, Brendan James Monroe, right here, Brooks Koepka has been incredibly vocal about getting fans back into these tournaments. He literally said, he was like, yeah, you know, last year, like I sucked because there was no one there and I feed off the crowds. And I'm like you watch Brooks Koepka and he played like garbage in 2020. I know he was hurt. I know he had some back problems and everything like that, but he even said, like, he's like, yeah, I played terribly this year. First tournament he comes back in 2021, Waste Management Phoenix Open. Everyone's, you know, they got fans out there because it's Arizona and no one cared. He goes out and just crushes it. Wins the Phoenix Open, wins the Waste Management Open for the second time in his career. You know, next, you know, plays a couple of weeks later at the tournament that Morikawa won, and he comes in second. And again, what was the thing? It was in Florida and fans were there. I just think Brooks Koepka is one of those guys. I think it's one of those guys, like, he's got that mentality where it's just like he's feeding off the fans. He needs them there in order to play well. And I think, at least on the PGA Tour, like, you've heard that from a couple people, like Dustin Johnson, you know, he had some other issues with catching that very bad word on and lost all his sponsorships basically. But Justin Thomas has said the same thing. Dustin Johnson said it's weird without fans there. Like, it is, I agree with them. I do think that they play much better. And like, you can see a lot of the guys play much better when fans are there. And I also think some of the guys who are playing well right now, who the fans don't like very much, might also not play as well when they come back.
Right.
But I could also be wrong about that, because probably the most divisive guy in golf right now just won in front of fans, and won, like, you know, not easily, but, you know, at the Arnold Palmer, he came back and, you know, he just kind of did it. Like,
yeah, that last putt to win it, like when he backed off of it, like the place, I mean, I know there was like,
they booed.
They were 25%. I think they allowed, no, I think the AP Invitational allowed like 25%, whatever. But yeah, it made it. I mean, as a fan, someone watching from the television, like, you hear that and it's like, wait, that's not like pumped in noise. Like, that's like and I was curious to see if he would drain it. He drained it. Like, I mean, Bryson's legit. He's here to stay. And I mean, you can dial the clubs back all you want. He's still going to be there.
No, and that's super annoying. But going into the Arnold Palmer Invitational, like, it was a first of all, it's probably the most packed field it's been in a while. Like that was Jordan Spieth's first time ever playing in that tournament, which how crazy is that? The defending champion Tyrrell Hatton was back. My boy Lanto Griffin was up there for a while, just doing his best, just plotting out there. He and Kevin Kisner just out there,
Never knew who Lanto was until I listened to Duffin Up.
Oh yeah, Brendan James Monroe is a big fan of Lanto Griffin. So Lanto, if you're listening, you're more than welcome on anytime. Anytime you want to come on, just give me a call. We'll have you right on. I'd love to talk to you about how you went from VCU to the mini tours and sorry, I'm not going to get into it too much.
Wait. What's his best finish?
He won the Houston Open last year or 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Okay.
2 years ago. He finished in the top 10 in FedEx Cup 2 years ago. Like he was in 2019, like everyone was just like, who the hell is this guy? And it was Lanto Griffin. So, we got this. But he was in contention for a bit, but kind of getting back to Bryson. And I do think he is, there's no doubt about it. He's the most divisive character in golf right now, but he's needed. Like everyone needs a villain.
He's going to,
and like, I'm not even saying he's a villain because I don't think he's a villain, but he goes out there on the 6th hole and everyone's like, is Bryson going to drive this? And when he brings out the driver, everyone's like, yeah, like that is great Bryson. That is good Bryson. And I love that Bryson. Kind of weird that he put on 45 pounds in like 6 months, but we're not going to talk about that because that's bad. But I love that Bryson. I love the Bryson that has that passion, that has that energy. I hate the Bryson that the first thing he does after he wins a tournament is goes, when people are like, what does it mean to win the Arnold Palmer Invitational? And he's like, wow, I just want to thank my sponsors, Cobra, Title, Bridgestone. And he just like names off like 20 sponsors. I'm like, dude, like, thank your dad. Like, thank your what? Like, I don't know if he's married, but like, thank someone else. Talk about how Lee Westwood, the finest aged whiskey in all of golf right now. Just an absolute man and an absolute beautiful man. Came within one stroke of beating you. Yeah. I know, right? But he's not going to win the Players because the Players not a major. That's right, Players Championship. I called you not a major because you are not one. We'll get to that. We'll get to that because I don't know if you guys agree with that, but we'll get to that. But Bryson doing that, it was just like, what are you doing, man? For me, at least, like I can't get behind him on that. He's got to be able to be like a little bit human. You don't got to be a robot. Like have that passion again. Have the passion like you had on those 6th holes when you brought out the big dog and everyone behind you was literally cheering you on, and you did the 2 fingers, the 2 pointer fingers, not the 2 other fingers, the 2 pointer fingers to the sky after you ripped it, and it was unbelievable.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I mean, you love that, Bryson, but my mind's still not made up on like the outside of golf. I love his brain. Like I try and just learn from him, like the way he goes about a course, or like just this past year, just trying to hit the ball as far as you can. Cause like that helps obviously. And you can hit it high and you can hit it over things. And I don't know, I was just more comfortable with my driver, and I guess you can attribute some of that to Bryson DeChambeau, but no, but off the course, I don't know. And I've heard some just not so great things. Just I know you guys know Davis Chatfield, right? Davis Chatfield's a local golfer, plays at Notre Dame, went to Feen. Brendan and I went to Feen, and I don't know. I heard a story where he stiffed him or something, but I mean, he's never done anything that I can see that's out of line, really. I mean, he's just trying to be himself, but I think there is a part of what you're saying, Brendan, where he goes right to sponsors and he's a robot. Like, I don't know how to say it. I don't want him to be I just want him to be like a Hulk and like just be a goofball, like when he's getting the mic and put in front of him, and he's kind of not.
Bryson Smash.
Definitely. I agree with you, and I definitely want him to be more to have that competitive edge, and you're right, he does. I like what you said about the just that he continues to just hit it hard. And it gives me hope that, yeah, it's not the most conventional way to play golf, or it's not even conventional. It's not the recommended way, but he said, screw it. I am going to the science. I am doing this my way, and I am continuing to do it.
Right.
And just one thing I wanted to add with that, as to hacker golf, is it gives me hope. Bubba Watson, his father said, swing hard. That's the only advice. He's never taken a lesson. Swing hard. So Bubba and Bryson, they're swinging hard. They are getting it done. They are taking the distance to the next level. Obviously, Bubba's a little older now, and let's swing hard. And we don't have to do things the conventional way. We can play golf how we want to play, and it's working for Bryson. And good for him. Good for him.
I'll add to that, Brendan. Just like winged foot, when was winged foot? I mean, was that November,
right?
What?
Or no, before that, September.
I mean,
oh yeah, the Chooch himself.
There was nothing. I mean, there was nothing going on. There was nothing going on. Yeah, the Chooch. I mean, he drove through as they were putting the
all
tea
time
steaks in, just classic as they were prepping. Go to his TikTok. But
an all-timer, unbelievable being able to see, you must have just Michael Scotted it and was just like, when you went.
Yo, but still, he's so far and long, but he's not always straight. And they were saying how Wingfoot's so long, and they were saying how if you're gonna hit it in the rough, you're gonna be screwed. He would hack that ball out of a huge roughed. He was 15, 20 yards off the fairway. He's still so accurate out of the rough and strong. And on top of that, his putting game is just unbelievable. They change the rules. They say you can't do this, so he does that. He adjusts, and he's a scientist. But I mean, people really knock him, but
I do.
He's so good.
I mean, I knock him because
he's in my DK lineup.
Jesus, talk about it again and just never wait. Just don't wait for it. Apparently, oh my God. Well, the thing with the Wingfoot too is that he would just bomb it down there at 370, and he would just take out a wedge that is the size of a 5-iron because all of his clubs are the exact same length, and that just gave him torque to get through that. But I will say something that really kind of, again, the bad Bryson side was that sprinkler head move on 16. That sprinkler head was nowhere near his stance. He said it was protruding it, but or intruding on his stance.
Tiger would have done the same thing.
Would he have though? That's the thing.
Probably.
I don't think so, dude. I think Tiger was a rules stickler, but he wasn't Bryson is.
I think anybody would have done that if a rules official said you can move it here.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, I think anyone's going to take him up on that. I don't blame Bryson at all for that move. If you're a rules official, I blame the
rule.
Yeah, or enforce the rule harder. I don't know what the rule is, but
yeah.
And I don't blame Bryson because what he does do more than most is say, "Can I get a ruling on that?" He will get a ruling on everything.
He'll get a ruling on the middle of the fairway, and he'll be like, how much? He'll just bring the rules official over and be like, "Hey, what's going on, man? I haven't talked to you yet all day, so I just wanted to say hi." It's like, Bryson, just hit the damn ball.
That's funny.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, Tim. So please continue.
No, that's exactly what I'm saying. That you hit the nail on the head. He will ask about everything. It could be right. It could be a straight uphill putt, and he'll say, I don't know. There's some guy from the third hole spit his popcorn over 3 holes, and it's 3 feet away. You know what I mean? It's just but he is to agree with Mike. He is just asking for a ruling. Tiger would ask for rulings, but it is annoying because I feel like Bryson does do it more than often. But there's nothing wrong with that. But he does ask for a lot of rulings for sure.
Yep, and it's definitely just his pace of play too. It's just he is very slow. So they were 2 holes behind Corey Connors and his group, behind Corey Connors. And I forget, this is bad. I forgot who played with him, but I know he had a terrible day, so it's okay. But they were 2 holes behind at one point, and Lee Westwood's not that slow of a player. So, I mean, it was Bryson, but at the same time, you gotta kind of, if he's going to play that way, you just kind of got to go with it. I think the sprinkler head got me more mad on 16 when the 18th hole came around and Lee Westwood hit that amazing drive right down the middle and it went into a divot. And I tweeted about that from the Duffin Up Twitter at Duffin Up blog. If you don't follow it, please do. We have 20 followers. We need to get to 25. I just watched it and I'm like, how can Lee Westwood not move it out of a divot that directly affects how he's going to hit this next shot? Like that thing is in sand, in like divot sand.
He shouldn't be penalized for driving.
He should be able to move. Like if Bryson can move it 2 driver's lengths away from where he was because his foot was like a foot away from a sprinkler head, but Lee Westwood can't move it out of it. Like that's got to be rule change number 1 for 2022. They just got to be like, yep, you're in a divot, take it out. I take it out of divots all the time. I'm like, I'm not playing in that shit. And I mean, you know, I shoot 85 and Lee Westwood shoots, you know, can shoot 59 on a good day. So it's a little different, but that's got to be a rule. That's got to change. You can't penalize a guy for hitting an amazing drive down the middle of the fairway and he hit it in the same spot that Justin Thomas did 3 hours before. You just got to change it up. I hate that rule.
I'm sorry, Brendan. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just talking about how much I hate the rule because I hate that rule.
That's classic.
That rule is going to come into effect on the 18th hole of the Masters, and there's going to have like Patrick Reed's going to drive it, and it's going to land in a divot, and then someone else is going to drive it and it's going to land right in the fairway. They're right next to each other, but that one guy can't. They're right in the middle of the fairway. That one guy can't take it out of the divot. And it's going to affect the outcome of the play.
And Bryson's going to be within 10 feet of a sprinkler head, and he's going to be able to move it 2 driver's lengths away.
Exactly.
And as the beneficiary of that, like if I'm playing alongside you, Tim, and we're side by side in the fairway, like coming down the home stretch, like I want you to hit out of a clean lie if you drove it in the fairway. Like I don't want you to be slighted because you got screwed hitting it in a divot in the middle of the fairway. Like as an opponent, like it's almost like, dude, just move it. Like that's ridiculous. Like just move it.
Gentleman's game.
Right.
Absolutely.
Makes common sense.
And you 100% know that Lee Westwood would have moved that. Like he would have been like, yeah, take it out. Like if it was just a normal round, like if it was just like playing with 2 guys, Lee Westwood, that is that type of guy that would have been like, yeah, just take it out, dude. I don't care.
But I guess, but hurry it up. But hurry it up, Bryson.
Hurry the hell up, dude.
Friggin' up.
I want to go have a nice little. Oh God, he's not Irish, so he can't say Guinness. You know, want to go have a nice little bitter beer over there or something like that. I don't know what the English drink. If you're from England and you're listening to the podcast, please write a 5-star review and tell us your favorite beer. Because we'll have one for you on the next time around, or me and Mike will. But going, you know, I think Bryson is going to continue to be this divisive. I think he has gotten so much better than when he was the skinny scientist. Like he was playing like 4.5-hour rounds at that point. It's just like Brooks Koepka was like, dude, hurry the fuck up. Like, come on. But I do think he still has his quirks. He's still got his qualms. I think that makes him a good foil to some other players. And I do think that'll kind of continue to go forward.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. It's definitely exciting for golf, very much so. And it would be just so more exciting if like Spieth and McIlroy could be in contention, like, and break through in a major with, like, it just sets up golf nicely if for W's posting it up on the side.
I don't know.
You know, and I think we want those people that we saw win a couple majors. We want to see them on the home stretch win another. We want another, because it's almost like we constantly want to look for the next Tiger. We always, and I think we were talking about Colin before. I think that's a whole nother discussion, but I think he could be close to the next one. But we wanted it to be Rory. We wanted it to be Jordan.
Right.
Both of those, and we still think there's hope. But because we want that excitement again. We want another Tiger. How can we not?
And we still think there's hope, right, Tim? But I mean, it like McIlroy 2014, like 7 years since he's won one,
crazy.
I mean, he's getting old. I love Rory. I mean, I was not a big fan I was a Tiger guy. So like anyone who threatened Tiger, like squash him. So I was not big on Rory just out of my loyalty. But as I've seen him grow and he's very good for the game of golf. He has a great head on his shoulders. It's just and you go to the driving range and you're like, what does Rory do on the tee? Like you just try and freaking emulate that swing. Oh my goodness.
No, thank you.
You're a lefty, Brendan, so go find someone else.
Let's go, Brian Harmon, baby. No, but and kind of going back into like Jordan Spieth having another top 5 finish. Like I don't know if I want Jordan Spieth to like go out in the Masters and win this year, or if I want him to go out to the Masters and blatantly keep hitting it into the water and have a normal Masters collapse that Jordan Spieth has been having, because maybe then the world is healing. Like it's kind of like, it's a rock and a hard place. It's like, I love Jordan Spieth doing great, but I also want to see a Jordan Spieth collapse. Like they're two beautiful things. They're the exact opposite beautiful, but they are beautiful.
Brendan, you're cruel.
You want to see them collapse?
I think I'm going to throw some money down on Lee Westwood in the Masters. I'm a fan.
Maybe at a top 5, but he's never won. He's never won a major, dude.
I know he's never won a major. What are the odds? That's
crazy.
I'm rooting for him, I guess.
He is the European Tour money leader all time. Like he's won like $40 million on the European Tour. He's won like a crazy amount of events. I think he has the most events won on the European Tour too. And he's never won a major. And he has a ton of PGA Tour wins too. Like I think he has at least 4 or 5.
He has 2, I believe.
He only has 2?
Lee Westwood has 2 PGA Tour wins. He has 25 European Tour wins, 8th all time.
Crazy.
And he has finished, don't quote me on this one, but I believe this is correct. He has 14 top 10 finishes in majors. 14.
That's
like Tiger finishing second in all those too. I think Tiger has like 10 second places. Like that's I mean, I feel like Tony Finau is going to be the next Lee Westwood. It's just always the bridesmaid, never the bride. But I really hope it's not. I really hope it's not, because I do love Tony Finau. But one of the things, and we'll close out talking about this because it was an unbelievable thing that happened at the AP Invitational. There was not 1, not 2, 3 holes in 1, 3 aces during the tournament. Jordan Spieth had one of them, and that was probably the most. I'm trying to think, the most like entertaining, because he was in contention and it was like, oh, Jordan Spieth's coming up. Jordan Spieth's coming back. Round 3. Unbelievable day of golf on Saturday. I don't know if you guys were able to watch a lot of it. It was just like super fun to just sit on the couch and watch. Jazz, can't say his last name. He's from Thailand. Jazz Janawattananond also had an ace. And then Christopher Ventura on... Oh, sorry.
Well done.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Sounds
thank you. Janawattananond. Yep. I mean, we're just Jazz. Hashtag Jazz.
Yeah.
And Christopher Ventura, another Norwegian. Pretty impressive that the Scandinavian countries have been pretty darn good over the past couple of years, getting PGA Tour players in. Had an ace on Sunday. So 3 holes in 1. I don't think that's happened in a while. I think PGA Tour stats said like 2005 was the last time there were 3 aces in a tournament. So crazy amount.
Wait. How about the Masters in, I believe it was like 2019, 2018, where there was 3 holes in 1 on 16.
Ooh. Maybe that was the last time then.
Now I will check this.
What year was that?
2018, right?
Was that when Bryson and Rahm?
It is 2016. Gotcha. It was Shane Lowry, Davis Love III, and Louis Oosthuizen.
Shane Lowry will be a great friend of the program if we ever get big, because we'll just go out and get hammered with him. I love that man. Oh my goodness gracious, do I love Shane Lowry.
You guys could pass as cousins, siblings.
Oh yeah. Got the Irish blood.
Love that.
We all got the Irish blood in us, but yeah, I got when this grows out, like it's for those who are listening and not watching, I have a red beard. I just hate playing Strixons, so maybe he would hate me for that reason. But we'll see. But yeah, I think it was a great tournament this week, and I'm really looking forward to kind of our next topic of discussion. I know we are crazy in right now, but it doesn't matter. This is our first one back. We may go 7 hours. We may go 20 more minutes. We may go 2 more hours. I don't care.
Don't care.
Players Championship. Do not call it golf's fifth major. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. TPC Sawgrass, amazing course. Always known for the 17th hole, but I actually think the 18th hole, like that is probably one of the toughest coming in holes ever. Just a very narrow fairway, huge amount of water. And, our boy Bryson was talking about how he's going to hit it on the 9 fairway because it's an easier path in. I hope he does, and I hope he hits a tree. But,
Same.
I do think that with Brooks Koepka out, that kind of stinks. But I think that there's going to be I think that there will be someone who no one thinks about coming in. And I think it's going to be Lonzo Griffin, but that's just me, coming out of nowhere and playing well. And I do think that we're going to have one of the big names just put up an absolute stinker, because that's something we haven't had yet this year. We had a good amount of it in 2020 where it was the guy, like, I feel like in 2020, every tournament, like a big name won it. But at the same time, like there were a bunch of big names, mostly Ricky Fowler, who missed the cut. I do think like we could definitely see it. Dustin, I hope none of you have Dustin Johnson, because I'm just throwing a name out. Dustin Johnson or Rory or someone like that, just like, just put up shit the bed and just have terrible round at TPC Sawgrass. And I don't wish it on them. I will only wish it on Ian Poulter, because I hate him. But besides that, everyone else, I hope you have great rounds.
Wait, what's up with Ian?
What do you mean what's up with Ian? Everyone hates Ian Poulter.
I always played with Ian Poulter in PGA Tour growing up, first off. Second off, he's classic on Instagram. Like, and him and his kids, like, I mean, they live the absolute life. But yeah, I mean, he's been a US. He's done some
Kills
dirty.
us in the Ryder Cup.
Yeah, but I mean,
people were like,
you love to watch him there. You love to.
People are like, Patrick Reed's going to be the American version of Ian Poulter. I'm like, no, he's not, because Patrick Reed's actually. They're like, Patrick Reed's going to be the American version of Ian Poulter. I'm like, no, he's not, because Patrick Reed actually wins golf tournaments, and Ian Poulter barely makes the cut, and then all of a sudden he goes out for Team Europe and beats Tiger 10 and 9. It's just like, what?
Right.
Not actually, but you guys know what I mean. Like, he would just go out against like a pretty high up guy and just wipe the floor. I think he did it with Phil a couple times. Like, it's just like, come on. How are you doing this? You're not even good.
He's built for that.
Stupid Union Jack pants. God damn. But anyways, yeah, I do think, going into it, I think it's going to be a really, really good event. I think it's going to be great having the fans there. I think it's going to be great having the fans cheering them on the Island Green at 17. But I do think it's going to be, I think Brooks is definitely going to be missed, because I love watching Brooks play, and I think Brooks playing in front of fans, like, you can tell that there's a difference. You could tell, like, he turned it on in Phoenix. He played very well a couple weeks ago too. So, he'll be missed, but overall,
if this was the Masters, would Brooks be playing?
Probably. Like, let's be real. Probably. This is the Master. If this was a major, yeah, exactly. It's not golf's fifth major if Brooks is skipping it, guys. Remember that.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on why they call it golf's fifth major. I know it's the highest purse, which is cool, besides the Tour Championship, but
it is technically the toughest field in golf. Just numbers wise, as far as World Golf Rankings, there's no real like that many special exemptions, things like that. Is the 100% the best field or toughest field in golf. And I do like what you say about the 18th, just bringing it way back to the 18th hole, being very underrated. It's almost like the par 4 version of the par 5 18th at Pebble Beach. It just wraps around the water.
100% agree.
It is unbelievable. Very underappreciated, overshadowed by the 17th hole. Even that par 5 that's right before the 17th, the 16th hole, awesome hole. Breachable par 5. Just makes for a fun 1, 2, 3 finishing hole, 16, 17, 18. Love that finishing stretch.
Oh yeah, tournaments. The Players is 1 on the 16th hole usually. Like, I mean, everyone has, 17, it's iconic, but like if you get an eagle on the 16th hole in the final round and you're like close to the top, like you got a great shot. You got a great chance of winning.
A dry ball on the next hole, but yes, pretty much won the hole.
Oh yeah. Mikey, any thoughts on this?
No, I completely agree with you on the 5th major part. I mean, that's what they always say, right? That it's like the 5th biggest tournament, but it doesn't count.
That's fine.
They should certainly not change any rules to make, like, include it. I mean, keep it as the next best, but that's about it. I mean, TPC Sawgrass is a great spot, but it doesn't have that pull that the Masters will have, that the British, the US players, or the PGA.
Now I got a question for you guys. Do you think what would happen? Why haven't they ever had a US Open, or have they? Why haven't they ever had a US Open or a PGA Championship at TPC Sawgrass? Is it because the venue's already used for that tournament?
I don't believe they've ever had it. I don't believe they've ever had a PGA event either. TPC Sawgrass. Sorry, guys. Great radio right now. Looking it up on my. No, so I do think it's because it's the Players Championship, and I think they're just like, all right, like we're gonna have a huge tournament there, and taking a tournament. Remember, the Players was always in May, and the U.S. Open was in June. So turning a course around in a month for another event would have been brutal for the course.
True. But think about the Farmers Insurance. They had it at what's the one in San Diego? They just played the Farmers at.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And they have the U.S. Open there this year. So it's interesting why they. I mean, it's all PGA ran and things like that. But just a thought. Why haven't they ever had it there?
And it's a TPC course, so tournament. Although Harding Park is also a TPC. No, I don't know if Harding Park's a TPC or not.
I believe it is.
Yeah, I believe it is.
Torrey Pines is the course you're thinking of for the U.S. Open, because they did have the Farmers there. Yeah, I just think it's because there's already a huge tournament there. I think they're just like, we're cool with this. Like, the only one that does come into play is Pebble Beach when they want to do the U.S. Open there, because they have the Pebble Beach Pro-Am, but that's 3 months away. So I think now they're just like, actually it can even be more. I think it's more like 4, because Pebble Beach is usually in February. So I think it's one of those things where they just look at it and they're just like, nah, screw it. Like, it's got a big enough tournament. We'll just play it somewhere else.
True.
So speaking of the Players, we have our daily fantasy picks for the Players Championship, sponsored by DraftKings, but not sponsored by DraftKings. We wish. DraftKings, if you want to give us a boatload of cash, you are more than welcome to, and we will only play DraftKings. But so basically, for those of you who don't play fantasy, $50,000, get to pick 6 golfers, got to stay at or under the 50K limit. So each of us have picked Players Championship lineup for this week. Michael has refused to give us his Players Championship.
I got my own separate sheet I'm working off of here. So
he absolutely refused to give it to us prior to.
I don't want to give away any. I'm not giving it away until I have to.
Me and Timbo Slice out here just being honest with each other, giving our picks. Both of us have pretty similar picks, not totally similar, but
Colin on there.
I'll ruin it. Right. I have Colin on another one.
Wow.
I got a couple lineups in this week, but this is my big one. So I'm starting off. I go, you can go any order you guys want. I just always go numerically because I'm freaking OCD like that. So I start off, I got Victor Hovland coming up, 5 top 10s this year, hasn't missed a cut. He's been pretty big in some of these tournaments, and he has been very competitive this year. I got him doing it. I got him breaking it. If I had money to put on a winner, I would put it on him. because I just think he's going to be one of those not random guys. Like, he's a great player, but I think he's going to be one of those guys that just kind of has like a Matthew Wolf day and just goes out and is just like unstoppable at one point and ends up winning. Sorry about that. I just hit my little earphone against the microphone, so that'll be fun. But one take, we're not editing this, so you guys get all the reactions from us. Next up, I got Tony Finau, always the bridesmaid, never the bride. In majors and basically on the PGA over the past couple of years. I think it's something crazy. Like, he's got 25 top 10s since his last win. And like the next person I think is Tommy Fleetwood, actually. And he's got like 16.
Tommy Fleetwood, did you? No, you didn't. You're good.
Crazy. But I think TPC Sawgrass is built for him. He's got the big power. He only takes a 3/4 swing and he still puts it out there with the rest of the big boys. Like, it is insane what he gets out of that 3/4. I think he's just a very nice guy. Like, he's just a big old Mormon boy from Utah. He's just like, I don't know, like 6'6". He's just an enormous human being.
If he wins one, it's going to be a domino effect, I feel.
I could see that too.
He's just got to get it.
God, I was cheering for him so bad at the 3M last year. I was like, this is it. He's finally going to do it. And then he finished third. And I was like, oh.
Imagine if you throw him in the mix. I mean, his game's better than, I was reading something like him and Morikawa. Like, there's nothing different between their stats. Like, it's just a matter of winning. But
yeah. And it's plotting versus bombing. Like, Tony's just a huge bomber.
But Tony doesn't swing that hard. Tony doesn't need to. It's not like Tony overemphasizes or I don't know.
No, he's got 3/4 swing. He literally takes it back 3/4,
right?
Like, on his drives and on everything. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful swing. Yeah. It's just 3/4 swing and it goes 350 yards. I'm like, how is this possible?
Yeah.
How can you do this, Tony Finau? But anyways, I'm taking up way too much time with mine. Third pick, Jordan Spieth, $8,600. Do I think he's going to have a good week? Possibly. Does he have a very bad record at the Players' Championship over the past 5 years? Yes. But if anything, 2021 has been the year of Jordan Spieth without him winning it so far. So I got him in on this. Fourth pick, Cameron Smith, coming in 7,900. A couple weeks ago, had that second place finish. I think he's been a great this year. He hasn't missed a cut. He missed one cut. So he's only missed one cut this year, and I think he's going to be primed for this. This is my pick that is going to surprise you guys, but I think it's an unbelievable pick, and it's Will Zalatoris at $7,600. For those of you that do not know who Will Zalatoris is, get on the bandwagon, baby. We got Will Zalatoris as an American, and we got Rasmus Højgaard as a European. Those two are going to dominate golf for the next 10 years, I think, because this kid has been a monster. Since he joined the Korn Ferry Tour in 2020, and he's played in PGA events, he has made 27 out of 28 cuts. He has not missed a single cut on the PGA Tour. He finished tied for 5th at the U.S. Open at Winged Foot, which is the hardest U.S. Open course in the history of the U.S. Open. He has been on absolute fire. And I am so happy.
Get off your rant.
I will not. I love Will Zalatoris. He is my guy. And finally, as my last pick at 7,300, Lonzo Griffin. Bring one home for me, boy.
Are you going to pick him every single week? Are you going to pick him?
My picks, if there was one week where I didn't pick Will Zalatoris because it was like an alternate event and he was like $11,000. I was like, nope. I think it was the Puerto Rico Open. I'm like, absolutely not, dude. Like, I'm sorry. I can't pick you this week, bud. But Lonzo is going to be, when he's $7,300, how can you not pick him? Like, this dude is
not pick him.
You're not going to find better value for your pick than Lonzo Griffin at 7,300.
I'll give you one that has better value.
Nope. You have to go. It is your turn now, but you have to go, and you go from in that or stop hitting my microphone, Brendan. Keep hitting my mic with everything. We're getting late. This is turning into a wonderful, wonderful program. Oh, this is great. So happy to be back right now. But Mike, your turn. You're not beating mine.
Yeah, I'll start at the top. I mean, I already told you my top guy, Bryson. I mean, if you argue it, you can argue it, but I could argue it too. he's going to win back to back. That's
if he actually drives it onto the ninth hole from the 18th. I'm going to be so mad.
I still think he's going to be there. Morikawa, I mean, why not? He's 9,400. So Bryson was 97. Morikawa was 94. Then I went Jordan Spieth. I mean, he's crushing it as of late. So I think he's bound to break through sooner or later. And again, DK, it's about putting together the best lineup. Not always do you have to have the winner, but you probably do, I guess. Bump it down to Jason Day. So Jason Day's in the last three events, tied in 31, tied 18, tied in 7, and tied at 8 at the Players in 19. That was the last played Players. Tied in 5th in 18, and he won it in 16. So he's playing good as of late, and he's played well at the Players, so he knows what he's doing. I believe in Jason. I think he has fallen off a little bit, but give him a shot here. Cam Smith, I got your guy, Brendan, tied 11, tied 4 in his last 2, and tied 56 at Players in 2019. So he's making cuts. Really, if he makes the cut and does all right, I'll take that from Cam Smith. It's half the time battling for that cut. Another guy I'm gonna value, and hopefully this is a value play that makes the cut. Richie Warrenski. He's been someone who's impressed me. Like, I don't watch a ton of golf on television. I follow it. I watch more than the average. But when I watch Warrenski's he's in the mix, and he finished tied in 4th this past week at the AP Invitational, and he's tied in 47th at the Players in 2019. So he made a cut 2 years ago, and I really think he had a good year last year. So a dark horse there. Hopefully wins me 100K, because Brendan, it's all about one lineup, 6 guys. None of this multiple lineup crap.
I gotta make a prediction off of yours. I'm gonna say Jason Day, DNF. Boy, does that guy
DNF.
He loves to withdraw. He loves to withdraw.
He does get injured a lot.
God, I just wish we just had 2013 Jason Day, when he just ripped off 2 wins in the playoffs. I love that. But Richie Warrenski, the local boy from Springfield, Mass.
Is he really?
Oh yeah.
Didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. I think he belonged to like that super exclusive club out there. I forget what it's called, like Rolling Horse or something like that. Crazy place. But dude, the monster. He's been great. He won I think he won Big Break, like that golf reality show on the Golf Channel. Yeah, I think he won Big Break.
I love that show.
Like 6 years ago. He got into the Bear.
Oh my God, I did not know that.
Yeah, no. I just want to be the caddy on Big Break. Like, I don't want to be the golfer on Big Break. I want to be one of the caddies, and I can just be like, hey, can you take me with you? When you get up to the PGA Tour, I'll do whatever you want, man.
Oh, we got to talk about Big Break on another show. We can
go. Oh, yeah. So, Michael, congratulations. You got through that pretty well. You didn't go on any big rants like I did. So now we're going to have the Chooch himself, Tim. Go right ahead, bud.
All right, first pick, Abe Answer. My man, he did wonders for me on the my Masters picks. T2 in the Masters in November. The reason why I think he's going to fare well here is coming off that confidence in the major. He's coming to that 5th major. I know you hate it. And it's a 7,100 yard course. Where he lacks is distance, but where he picks that up is his putting and short game and approach. I think that TPC Sawgrass fares very well for his game, because he's not long off the tee. 7,100 is not long these days for your average PGA Tour player. Big T Feno.
Tim.
What?
Can I interject real quick? I know you're a big foreplay pod guy.
Big time.
Did you catch Abe Answer's interview the other day?
No, don't surprise me. I'm not caught up.
No, yeah, he's a cool dude. He's a cool dude, and yeah, you're gonna like it. I almost bought some gear. He has a business venture. I won't spoil it, but he's got some sweet gear.
Doesn't he have like a tequila or something like that?
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
Everyone's got a tequila now. Jesus.
No, I mean,
shouting out the competition, by the way. Well done, Michael. Well done. No,
that
I love foreplay too.
I'm all about unity here. So no competition. It's all about making golf as big as it can be and making as many people enjoy it as possible. So those guys enjoy it, and you know what? I feed off of them. So they're obviously to a point where it's pretty impressive. So it's something to aspire to, I guess, right?
Oh, yeah. Dude, I love the Abraham answer pick, and we're going to go right back to you, but I am a huge, pretty much everyone you picked on this goddamn list, because I can see it now. I'm a pretty big fan. There are one or two that I'm not, but like you have picked an amazing list. So please continue.
All right, we're gonna go to Tony Feno. You guys already touched upon him, but man, the guy's got to get a win. I almost want to pick him. Yeah, I don't know. There's gonna be a week. I don't know if there's gonna be where I don't pick him, because he is going to keep finishing second or third, or maybe he'll get that W soon enough, and maybe this is his week. So I'll go with that. Tommy Fleetwood, as solid as they come. He dropped off a little bit in the last couple of years, but he was always there. He is one of the best ball strikers in the PGA. He's coming back. Love Tommy Fleetwood. I don't know if it's the long hair kind of thing or the beard, but always soft to put him in my lineup.
All of the above, Tim. All of the above.
Big Richard, Big Dick Fowler. Can we swear on the podcast? I guess.
Oh yeah. I've been swearing the entire time.
Have you? Oh shit.
It's okay.
Dickie Fowler, gotta pick him, just because of his amazing finish. 4 years ago, which is huge. Big win, clutch finish. Victor Hovland, you touched upon him, and 100% agree with all the reasons you were talking about. And Hideki Matsuyama, you're like, huh? Why Hideki? He is solid.
I love that pick.
Solid.
8,700. That's value.
Yeah, I love every pick on here minus Ricky Fowler, because I'm jaded by me putting in Ricky Fowler so many times last year because he was so cheap on all the DraftKings, and I realized why he was so cheap, because he was having a horrendous year, and so now I'm just so jaded.
100% agree with that. I wouldn't put him in if it was your
anything but the players.
Exactly. Yeah.
For some reason too, man, he finishes in top 5 in majors all the time, but like for some reason he doesn't play well, and then all of a sudden the players comes around and he just turns it on. Like, I don't understand it. He definitely thinks it's golf's 5th major.
100% agree. I have one fact about Tony Finau. Did you guys hear this about the Puerto Rico Open, his only win? So
yes.
There was
it was like 2015, wasn't it? It was it was like 5 years ago, wasn't it?
Right.
It was an alternate event, right?
Yes. Anyone who it's called the Puerto Rico curse. The Puerto Rico curse. Anyone who has won this event has not ever won any other event on the PGA Tour, except for this guy named
Won it again.
Michael Bradley. This Michael Bradley has won 2 PGA Tour events. He won the same event, just like Mike said. No one else.
That's brutal.
It's the curse.
I'm not kidding. I think Victor Hovland may have won the Puerto Rico Open too. So that would be interesting.
Oh, geez.
Oh, no. Brandon Grace is a 2-time winner. Brandon Grace won it this year. He's won a couple times. But again, it wasn't his first win, so that's different. I agree with you there. Victor Hovland won it in 2020.
Was that his first win?
He's got 2.
Oh.
He
had one before?
No, he had the Mayakoba, but that was this year. So that was December of this year, which he beat out Aaron Wise. I think he broke it, but
it's still like, yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. I mean, 2015 winner Alex Checa, he's never done anything. Martin Trainer's never done anything. Oh, what a name. DA Points. Oh, won it in 2017. Beat out Bryson DeChambeau. I wish Bryson would have won that. Then it would have been the curse all over. But yeah, so this is an interesting list because it is a lot of guys that have won one event and have never won anything else.
Success for that one.
You can doesn't phase Timmy. He's got Tony in there, and I
got Tony and Victor in mind too.
He's a birdie machine, man.
He is. And I just would like one time for him to play an event where he swings it full the entire time, just to see, because it's probably going to be erratic and crazy, but it's going to go like 400 yards. Like legitimately, he'll put Bryson. It'll look like Bryson's in a baby carriage. Like how far Tony Finau can hit that ball. It's unbelievable.
Wait, what's he, like 6'4", 6'5"?
Yeah. All right. I think he's 6'6".
I mean, just on length alone.
Yeah. He's got the biggest arms I've ever seen on a golfer. And like he's 6'4". So you're right. He's 6'4", 30, only 31. Wow. I thought he was young. I thought he was older than that. She's a big, half Samoan, half Mormon monster of a human being.
He's not that big. I mean, he's more, I feel like he's more of a I don't know, not scrawny, but more of a
he's not Brooks Koepka ripped. He's just like naturally big. Like he's just naturally strong.
Yeah.
And he's got very long arms. That's the thing. That's why he hits the ball so far.
I was gonna say, he's longer extremities than dense or bigger, wider.
But, oh man, couple of great picks here. Michael, Tim, you guys did great on your first daily fantasy.
You can't say that until after.
I know, because I used to always say like I'm really good at this until Thursday starts, and then it all goes downhill.
Every next week, I hear you apologizing for your picks. I don't want it.
I know.
We're making picks, and we're sticking to them. And
how are we doing this? Are we doing total points? Are we doing whoever has the winner? What are we doing?
We're gonna do total points probably. So we'll check in on our total points, and whoever gets that.
But each it depends on what. I don't think all tournaments have the same scoring. So
no, they do, but they don't. So like there are events, for example, like the modified Stableford events. Like I don't think they won't do a DraftKings for that one. The only time they'll do or the team events as well, and the match play, they don't do DraftKings for match play either. So
we'll figure it out.
We should be good to go. Great job on that one, guys. Coming up closer to the end. So this is a section that we're probably not going to do this week, but we're going to do in future podcast episodes. It's called 19th Hole Talk. Not only are we huge golf fans, but we're also very big sports fans. Mike and I grew up playing soccer. Then both of us switched over to football once we were big enough. Also grew up playing pretty much everything known to man. Basketball, baseball, hockey, lacrosse. Oh my goodness, great. My poor parents. Jesus Christ. I'm thinking about that right now, having me to drag me to all those goddamn sporting events. Ruined a lot of summers for my mother. That's for sure.
No, she loved it. I know
she did. She loved it. We're just, no matter what my weight is right now, we've always been a pretty athletic family. So that's the good part. But yeah, it's just one of those things where we're going to talk a little bit other sports. So we're going to include that 19th hole talk coming up in future episodes. And I hope you guys really listen to it. And I hope you guys can give us some pointers on what you guys want to talk about. Because if we don't, then I'm just going to talk about how much I hate things or how much I love things. And we'll get some reactions from that.
No, those should be good segments for sure. We can definitely get creative and have some fun with it. Absolutely.
And we may not even talk sports. We may talk about the royal family. Who knows? We can do anything. It's the 19th hole talk. Everyone talks shit at the bar, so you never know what you're going to talk about. Coming up,
might find me heating up a calzone if you're going royal family. I might take an intercession.
We might have to tag team in the girlfriends for that one. Kind of one of our last areas, what we like to do is tour the tours. So just quickly talk about some other events going on for the week. So for the European tour, we got the Qatar Masters out in Doha, technically Education City Golf Club in Qatar. Really used to be a very, very big event. The European tour has been pretty significantly cut down since COVID started. I think it's only $1.5 million purse this year. And it being next to the Players now, that's a little rough. So probably not the biggest European Tour field that we usually see, but hopefully still a great event. And then, of course, everyone else decided to take the week off. So LPGA Tour is off until March 25th. Corn Ferry Tour will be back next week. And then the Champions Tour, dominated by Bernhard Langer, Phil Mickelson, and Ernie Els, is off until April. So we will see them back out there swinging their Tour Edge drivers, running up the score against the 70-year-olds, and it'll be lovely. And I can't wait for it.
Is Eldrick ever going to play on that tour?
No, nope. It's like Jack. Jack never played. Jack played like 2 events. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's just going to be like, nah. Arnie was a big Champions Tour guy. He played pretty much every event, but I think he just loved it too. Where I think Jack was like, this isn't that fun anymore.
Interesting. I know. It'd be like a celeb shot. You know, he's just coming in to play one quick event. Maybe, well, me and
Mike used to carry the signs at a Champions Tour event up in Massachusetts back in the day. The Bank of America Championship.
Bank of America Championship. We got Arnold Palmer's autograph and Ben Crenshaw. I don't know where that AP autograph went. And we got a bunch of. We got a bunch of autographs on like one hat, and I remember Crenshaw signed it. I think I still have it.
Yep. Funny story, which we will tell on another podcast. Mike drove a golf cart into a bush at the Bank of America Championship, and Ben Crenshaw and his caddy just looked at us like, what the hell are these kids doing? We were 13 at the time, so we get away with
memory.
it.
I don't remember.
My mother loves telling that story. Jesus Christ. Oh my goodness gracious. But yeah, so Champions Tour off until then. And now we're at our final segment of the podcast. We've had a wonderful podcast for you, but unfortunately, things sometimes got to end. Tonight, it's got to end. So we will introduce the originator of the golfer poll on TikTok. Timmy O'Reilly is going to ask Michael and I the golfer poll question. And then he's going to respond with the correct answer, but we're going to talk about it a little bit. So go ahead, Timmy. Go right ahead.
What do we got, Tim? What do we got?
All right. So there is absolutely no correct answers to most of these.
And this Masters one, it's always the Masters.
Some of them get serious. Some of them get, nostalgic. Some of them are, choosing your favorite something. This one's more of a situational one. This one I actually asked a while back, and I wanted to bring this one back because I love the answers that I got for this one. So I'm curious as to what you guys think. You are stuck on an island. You're stuck on an island by yourself. You have absolutely the most unlimited amount of balls you could ever have. Sure, Pro V1s, whatever. You're only allowed one club. You're living on that island for a year. You're living on that island for a year. You're only allowed one club.
Unlimited balls?
Unlimited balls. Ooh. Which club are you taking?
Man, that might have, yeah. Brendan, do you want to take the reins or do you want me to?
And
I will. And you guys are going to hate me for this, but I don't care. Putter.
Oh, you son of a gun. Why would you pick that?
Putter, because I'm going to come back a year after, and I am going to make every single putt known to man. I'm going to be PGA Tour level putting. So I don't care if my drive only goes 220 yards in the fairway or 230 yards in the fairway. I'm going to be skinny as hell anyways, because I'm just going to be coming off a deserted island for a year. Like, why would you not pick a putter? You putt for dough, baby. I'm going to be making every single cut on the PGA Tour if I have that putter. You guys can go ahead and pick driver and do your Bryson thing and go, oh, me Bryson, me want to hit the ball really far. I'm going to putt. I'm going to beat all your asses.
He's going to be tan like Freddie Couples, putting like Ben Crenshaw and Brad Faxon.
I will not be tan. I will be very red. Very red.
I'd get so bored that I'd tee it up and I'd start launching that driver as far as I can.
Oh, that putter?
No, I'm just kidding. I love putting, but I mean, on a beach, on a deserted island, like, can you really putt in the sand? I mean,
there's a green.
Where?
There's a green.
He called an audible.
There's a green.
Is there, Tim? That's got to be disclosed.
All right. There's
a course. There's one hole. There's one hole.
There's a halfway decent small putting green, but you also have unlimited tees if you would like, and a great tee box to tee off into the water. There's no golf hole.
Yeah, that makes the question a little bit. So I like where you went with that, Brendan. I don't have any qualms with that. And my first
seemed
instinct,
like you did when I said it.
Yeah, because I just love you took the exact opposite spin as to where my mind was going, and you came at me hard, and I asked you if you wanted to go first, so kudos to you. I was thinking driver, like my favorite club, like if I had to get around a course, like lowest score, like I'd probably, like, I love my 7-iron, and I Timmy can attest, I mean Brendan too, I have a putter that I have had since, I mean, I feel 15. Like we all, like Timmy, you switched up your putter recently, right?
Yeah, like 5 years ago. But no, you've had that putter since, we
were in like grade school, for Christ's sakes.
You know?
At least junior year of high school, which was 08. So
like the Jordan Spieth, when he just kept getting that Wilson putter extended until Scotty Cameron gave him $1 billion.
Yeah.
Best thing too is that I'm a hoops guy, and it's Spalding. No you though, just Spald. It's a Spalding putter. It's a shoot. It's a.
They do not make clubs anymore. Like
no.
Them, Slazenger, like none of those guys anymore make any type of golf gear. Dunlop.
It's sweet, but I'm gonna have to go driver. I mean, I can putt better than I can drive, and I feel like driving is just, you drive for show. I don't like that line. You drive to win golf tournaments, and Bryson DeChambeau has proven that right now. And yeah, I'm going driver because I want to see that splash way out there, beyond the buoys, I want to hit boats. I want to just launch them into the ocean. I mean, if I really wanted a putt, I'd just go break a stick and maybe tie some string around another stick and make a putter. But I can't make a driver and drive it 300 plus with sticks.
All right. So one thing,
completely disagree with your logic right there. Like, I am all about the putter. I need to be able to putt good. Oh, you get a nice little green roll. Like, I get nice little roller on the green. I make them faster and just putt. Putting for days, putting for dough. Gonna get out on that PGA tour. I'm gonna have 18 putts. That's all that matters.
Timmy, what do we got? What do you answer or no?
Well,
yes,
Brendan,
Timmy answers.
Out of all of the answers, I mean, there is like 300 answers on this one video as to what people like, and no one said putter. So that is unbelievable take right there.
That's awesome.
Sorry, all you 300 people are incredibly wrong.
And so
I think I answered that, and I didn't even put putter. So
I mean, that got a big reaction out of me. That is and you prepped it up real nicely, and you got me going to be wowed, and did you wow me. And then Michael, one thing about your answers, you said you were take the driver and try to hit boats, but you're stranded on an island. Boat out there, you're getting rescued. But
that's how far I want to friggin' hit it. I just want to start hitting things I can't even see.
I love it.
My back.
It's gonna be money from 15 feet putts. That's all I care about.
And it's a toss up for me. Usually I never answer these questions myself. I just kind of either disagree, agree with people, or usually just can see where people are coming from, and I can see where you guys are coming from, for sure. But if it was to be between two clubs, I would say the 3-wood, because you can hit it far, but you can really work it left to right, really get good with a 3-wood, because you can get good with it from the fairway and be deadly from the fairway, but you could also be good from the tee. So there's that, and then there's no better feeling than hitting a good 3-iron or a 4-iron. Yeah. I don't know.
Absolutely.
The one club I wish I had, like the true club I wish I had, like a 2-iron or a driving iron, and I could hit it well, because I would love. No, but I'm saying, like, in real life, like if I could hit a 2-iron, I feel like I would just feel so accomplished. Be like, just hit a stinger that's like 3 feet off the ground, and it's just going whoosh.
Do you have a 3-iron? You got a 3-iron, right?
I do have a 3-iron, but I hit it high. I just have a super high ball flight.
Yeah,
and I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
Hate it.
Figure that out.
Hate it. can't play in the wind. If I was at the British Open, I'd be like, I'm gonna set this one out, guys. BMP did not play. Oh man. Well, I just gotta say how great this was being able to talk. We ran super long. We were supposed to end after an hour, and I think we went for an hour 45. It's unbelievable. It was a great first podcast back. Really happy that you guys are able to join. Go ahead. We'll shout out our social medias. If you can follow Duffin Up on pretty much everything, it's all at Duffin Up blog. You can follow the man himself, Timmy O'Reilly, at Irish Chooch _golf, right?
It's just Chooch Golf.
Just Chooch Golf on TikTok. Unbelievable logo. I made him another one, and he may use it. We don't know.
Timmy,
we may put it on a shirt. Who knows?
Yeah, great logo. I'm pissed that my brother didn't at least give me one divot tool that he got you. Those are sweet.
Oh yeah, you guys are getting divot. It hasn't even been announced yet. I'm sending them to different people, like bigger people.
How many did he get you?
50. So I paid for them, which is nice.
Yeah, no, I know you paid for them. That's awesome, man. I think that's sweet.
At cost, and so your brother is just really hooking it up, and so you guys will be getting those. And then if you guys want these viewers, follow Duffin Up. You'll see the highlights on Chooch Golf, and we'll go from there. And so we'll get some merch from Chooch, and I think this is gonna go places. So
we got to get out on the links too.
Yeah, that's true.
Mike, you just need to get on social media once so you can just do a little bit of this nonsense.
Social media ain't me.
What are we doing? We're doing a podcast. Are you going to do social media? Nah.
No, we'll figure it out.
Fuck promoting it.
I didn't take that role. That wasn't in the job description.
I got you. Well,
no, I'm just kidding. I'll be here to support this all the way through. Looking forward to it. Pumped that this was a success.
Love the crew.
Love it. If you guys made it this far, thank you very much for listening. We very much appreciate it. All right, everyone, get on out there. Just let it fly, boys.
Let it fly,
guys.
baby.